Hello, I've been asked to say a few words about Honey Drew Hive, a book I wrote with my two daughters and illustrated, which is published by Notion Press in India. It's a timely book because it's about oppression, it's about control from technology and authoritarianism, and the money every book goes to Save the Children Fund, who are very prevalent in Ukraine with the emergency relief fund that they do. So the story is about a group of bees, and as we know, bees are workers, but they're being controlled by big technology, big pharma. And it's about a group of bees who basically see this authoritarian control, they don't like the way it's going, and basically they overthrow the tyrants, and it involves an adventure. I don't want to say too much. It goes international, it involves the White House, it goes to Buckingham Palace, and of course it's about good versus evil. Back to Ukraine and Save the Children Fund. At the time of me speaking here, which is the 5th of the 5th, 2022, we have bombs escalating in Mariupol. It looks to me as if we're going to have Russian victory parade. I don't want to politicize too much. My thoughts go to the children of the theatre where 600 civilians were killed, bombed, slaughtered, and the words children were embellished on the ground, which you could see from a satellite in space. So you can draw your own conclusions of soft targets being used as pawns in this horrible affair. And that's it. So just a little bit of an intro. I'd say the book is multi-level in the sense that my 9-year-old at the time, she was one of the authors, and my 14-year-old, and my job was more the editing and doing the original plot, and also doing some of the illustrations. But I hope you support this, because I think it's really important that everybody tries to do their bit and use whatever means they can. And I would like to congratulate all people doing that on all fronts, whether it's artists, musicians, poets, whatever. I think the whole world is watching this whole mess, this geopolitical mess, which looks like it's spiraling out of proportion if we're not very, very careful. I'm a teacher, I'm a father, I'm an educator. There is no way I would want my kids going to school in Ukraine with their blood groups pinned to their shirts. It really shows the dire situation. And if you're sitting there in your comfort zone in the rest of the world and you think this doesn't matter, doesn't involve you, then I'm sorry, but that is not an internationalist perspective, and that isn't the way that I choose to live myself. I educate my kids, and I want them to have an international perspective. I want the world to be a better place, not a nationalistic, not a mono viewpoint. And I think it's really, really important that, for goodness sake, just sort this out. You know, people have had enough just of COVID itself after 2 years. All the the angst on that. The last thing we need is a geopolitical mess out there. And it's not just Ukraine, there's messes going out in other places, in Africa, in Israel. What is it about mankind, for goodness sake? You know, I have, going back to my 10-year-old, Generation Z, what type of world are we going to give them? You know, we have enough to do, just if we listen to Sir David Attenborough, we have enough to do just with the SDG goals, let alone deal with war and conflicts and all this. So for goodness sake, politicians, leaders, put your egos away. Let's have a restoration of peace, and let's settle our differences, and let's have a peaceful world, because we've all been through a huge amount of ordeals already. And I don't like the fact here we're sitting in May 2022 and we're talking about victory parades and making war speeches from all sides, and I don't see a resolution coming over. So I think more people, please, the people, not the politicians, speak up and do your bit and go out there and use all your gifts, make a noise, use your talents and help people. Don't just sit there doing nothing and saying, well, it doesn't affect me, because that self-centeredness doesn't help the world restore or be a better place. Thank you. Bye.